She had been singing for as long as she could remember, not because someone told her to, not because anyone pushed her towards stages or microphones. She sang because music felt like the one place where the world stopped, the one place where her fears softened, where her heart could breathe, where her soul could finally feel understood. Growing up in a small Filipino neighborhood filled with laughter, noise, and dreams that seemed far too big for the narrow streets, she found quiet corners in which to practice. Sometimes it was under the dim light of her bedroom, sometimes it was in the kitchen, hiding behind the scent of dinner, humming softly to herself so her neighbors wouldn't hear. She carried every note with care, a secret conversation between herself and the music, hoping that one day her voice would escape the walls that surrounded her and reach the world beyond. Her family heard her. Her friends heard her. Even the neighbors heard her. Each of them encouraged her in their own subtle ways, reminding her that perhaps, just perhaps, she was meant for more than the streets she grew up in. But dreams are heavy when the world seems indifferent. Dreams feel like burdens when everyone around you insists that you choose something safer, something predictable, something ordinary. Yet, she never stopped singing. While washing dishes late at night, her voice floated above the clatter of plates. While walking home under the starlit sky, her humming drowned out the city noise. While lying awake, thinking about moments she couldn't fix or fears she couldn't explain, she sang. With each note, she realized something profound. Her voice wasn't just a hobby, it was a lifeline. It was the thing that kept her steady when nothing else could. When she finally made the courageous decision to travel abroad for a chance to audition for America's Got Talent, she carried every ounce of hope, fear, and gratitude with her. It was a mixture of emotions so intense it almost became physical, a swirl of color and sound inside her chest. She arrived at the venue, heart pounding, knowing that every step she had taken had led to this moment. The audition hall was buzzing with energy. Contestants from all corners of the world were gathered there, each believing that they had something special to offer. She didn't try to compete with their energy. She didn't try to stand out. She simply waited, calmly, patiently, holding on to the thought that if she just sang from her heart, something magical might happen. When her number was called, her hands trembled slightly, not from fear, but from recognition that this was the moment she had rehearsed in front of mirrors, imagined in her daydreams, and whispered to pillows at night. She stepped onto the AGT stage, feeling the cold floor beneath her feet, sensing the lights above, and hearing the muffled roar of the audience beyond the curtains. The judges looked up. Simon Cowell leaned back in his chair, his expression a mixture of curiosity and skepticism. He had seen thousands of singers before her, and yet she commanded his attention in a way that few had. She introduced herself softly, politely, humbly. Her voice trembled slightly as she spoke, but there was an honesty to it, a sincerity that made the audience lean in, as if they were hearing something they had been waiting for their whole lives. She announced she would be singing "I Have Nothing" by Whitney Houston. The room reacted. That wasn't just a song, it was a mountain of emotion, a test of skill, power, and heart. Many had attempted it and failed. Many had underestimated its difficulty. Simon raised an eyebrow, his silent question clear. "Are you sure?" She simply nodded, tightened her grip on the microphone, and inhaled slowly. The music began softly, gently. Her first note floated into the air with a clarity that took everyone by surprise. It was pure, controlled, effortless, yet brimming with emotion. The audience collectively held its breath. Simon's eyes widened. Something rare, something beautiful, was unfolding before them. Her voice didn't tremble. It didn't hesitate. It didn't hold back. Instead, it rose and fell with the grace of a wave calm on the surface, but pushing with deep, undeniable strength beneath. Every word she sang told a story. The story of hope, struggle, resilience, and the long nights when music had been her only companion. By the time she reached the chorus, the audience was captivated. Her crescendos built naturally, her control perfect, yet effortless. She was not performing, she was living every lyric. She had found a way to make the entire room feel what she had felt for years, every note a bridge between her soul and theirs. Simon's initial skepticism melted into astonishment. The audience leaned forward. The judges exchanged glances. No one wanted this moment to end. And then came the high notes, the part that so many fear. She met it with unwavering power. Crystal clear tones, controlled vibrato, emotions spilling from every note. It wasn't just impressive, it was moving. It was breathtaking. The applause erupted before she even finished the final note. People gasped, cried, and covered their mouths in disbelief. Simon Cowell, who rarely showed deep emotion, was visibly moved. He slowly shook his head, awe in his eyes. When he finally spoke, his voice carried the weight of genuine astonishment. "I did not expect that, not even close. That was absolutely incredible." Tears formed in her eyes. She stood there, overwhelmed, humbled, and yet glowing from the recognition of everything she had poured into this moment. The audience continued to cheer, the judges clapped, and the energy of the theatre shifted electric, unforgettable. Backstage, production staff congratulated her. Other contestants watched in admiration. Clips of her performance flooded the internet. Social media exploded with reaction videos, commentary from vocal coaches, and heartfelt messages from fans. The Filipino community, in particular, celebrated her courage, talent, and heart. She became an icon overnight, not because of flashy gimmicks, but because she dared to be herself, fully, authentically, and vulnerably. Yet for her, the true victory was more than the viral fame, more than the applause, more than Simon Cowell's rare praise. The true victory was understanding that her voice and her story truly mattered. That she had been heard in a way she never had before. That her struggles, sacrifices, and dreams were validated, not just by an audience, but by the universe itself. As the competition continued, her confidence grew grounded, humble, steady. Each round, each performance, each note became a testament to resilience, to courage, to the power of believing in oneself. She practiced harder, pushed further, and embraced every challenge with the same heart she had brought to that first audition. By the end of the season, she became one of the most beloved contestants. People remembered her for the purity of her voice, the emotional depth of her performances, and the authenticity she brought to the stage. She was no longer just a girl singing in small rooms in the Philippines. She was a symbol of hope, possibility, and the undeniable truth that dreams can come true when passion meets opportunity, when courage meets talent. Even after the show ended, even after the crowds dispersed, the memory of her "I Have Nothing" performance lived on. Millions replayed it, shared it, discussed it. Her story became a beacon, proof that no matter where you come from, no matter how small or ordinary life may seem, your voice, your true, authentic voice, can change everything. She remained humble. She remembered her beginnings. She remembered the nights she practiced alone, the people who believed in her before anyone else did. And she continued to sing, to inspire, to remind the world that talent doesn't need perfection. It needs heart, authenticity, and the courage to step onto a stage and let the soul speak. Her journey was more than a performance. It was more than a viral moment. It was a testament to resilience, a celebration of culture, and a reminder that voices from every corner of the world deserve to be heard, respected, and celebrated. In the end, she proved something universal, something unforgettable. When you sing with your soul, the world will listen.